61, topping out at a high of 73 degrees, actually not too far from that record high of 77 set just 4 years ago back in 2017. However, this warm weather isn't going to stick around for long. Our current temperature right now, 61 degrees here in Muncie, 60 in Indianapolis, cooler off to our west and up north, 58 in Lafayette. Now this weather is going to change tomorrow heading into Thursday. We're seeing increasing clouds coming up, thunderstorms on the way for Thursday with the potential for some of them to be strong to severe, as well as breezy conditions heading into Thursday and Friday. I'll have more coming up in my full forecast.
Thank you, Maddie. Only on NewsLink tonight, an Anderson woman sharing her story on heartbreak.
NewsLink Indiana's Annie Keister sat down with her to tell us what she's making of her journey. Annie?
Guys, you may have heard of the All Red family, maybe even the hashtag All Red Strong, but this family is reaching out as far as they can to remind people that it's never too late to change your story.
God allows us to go through certain to let us be the driving force to share our message.
Tara Allred is a mother,
Fishing is big in this family.
a special education teacher, and someone who met the love of her life a long time ago.
We both graduated from Muncie Central 1995. We were locker buddies, but I would have never dated Eric. He was the bad boy, I was the good girl, and it was good just to be acquaintances.
And although their story reaches back, the two had separate roads ahead before they'd meet again.
He was the guy that you went to if you needed money. So drugs, basically. He developed this persona of fighting. He likes to tell me on the other side of the street. He was on the street.
Until Eric's life changed forever.
He was shot 5 times during the whole stint of everything. And he saw our Heavenly Father, and he said the bullet pain left. After 3 days of being in the hospital, he woke up.
And Tara did too.
And I was getting sober.
Until their two stories collided once again.
I remember a couple Facebook messages between him and I. He asked me to come over. I remember him asking me, "You haven't had any alcohol in 2 years." And I said, "Not a drop." That's when it started.
6 kids and 2 parents helping each other stay on track. Tara calls their family the Brady Bunch.
Our world.
And as the pieces of their story were falling together,
So we found our dream home, and right when we move in, he finds out that he has ALS.
they find uncovered pieces. ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. No matter what you call it, the prognosis is the same, moving forward with no cure. But what they did have was precious time. Time to tell a story.
He would share it with anybody that would listen. No matter what you've been through, God has a story for you too.
Time to share his love, even while fighting a disease that was taking his voice away.
My wife. Anyone who knows her will attest to the selfless spirit and high moral compass she adheres to.
A chance to leave a legacy, including nicknaming their youngest Birdie after his love of golf. But although Eric's book closed at 45 years old, he's left behind love.
And I think he would just be proud of me for relying on God and just working hard.
And a whole lot of hope.
He wanted everybody to know I screwed up, I messed up, and he would tell you, if God can change me, God can change you.
A celebration of life was held for Eric last month, but that's not the end of the story. Tara says Eric was able to touch hundreds of lives himself, and now she wants to share his legacy with hundreds of thousands more to inspire anyone who wants to change their story. Guys?
Annie, thank you so much. Schools are getting relief. President Biden announcing $130 billion going to school funding. The funds will come from $1.9 trillion COVID relief package. The White House says the funds will be distributed to all 50 states, including District of Columbia and Puerto Rico. President Biden says around 2/3 of these funds will be made available immediately.
I'm really proud to announce that starting today, states will begin receiving nearly $130 billion in school funding that we included in the American Rescue Plan. In fact, $81 billion of those dollars will be arriving today to those schools.
And now the latest in the Colorado mass shooting. The suspect who killed 10 people has a court hearing tomorrow morning. In the hearing, Ahmad Alissa will be told the charges he is facing, his rights, and his next court date. It's also the 21-year-old's first court hearing, so it's likely it's going to take a while. Alissa faces 10 counts of murder, along with an attempted murder charge. This massacre was the country's second mass shooting in the past week after another gunman shot and killed 8 people at 3-day spas in Atlanta.
Following the mass shootings in our country, U.S. lawmakers are calling for stricter gun regulations. But contrary to belief, the gun industry is preparing for an increase of sales. Research groups found that gun control efforts increase. Gun sales also surge. Industry experts say that it's too soon to know how shootings will affect firearm sales. Figures from background checks won't be released until next month.
And the Department of Homeland Security doubled funding for its terrorism prevention grant program. The program was established under the Trump administration. It will provide $20 million to various organizations. The funding was authorized by Congress before the new administration took office. ADH officials say that they work to protect communities that are often targeted. The latest grants will focus on domestic terrorism prevention and violence stemming from online activity.
Officials are releasing some migrants without issuing them notices to appear in immigration court. This shift in procedure comes as an influx of migrants flood the border. A Department of Homeland Security official says it started over the weekend. The practice has been done on a case-by-case basis in the past, and now it's being used on a wider scale to speed up processing and move migrants out of facilities. Without a notice to appear, the responsibility is put on migrants to report to an immigration office and register for court proceedings. This move could make it more difficult for authorities to track migrants entering the U.S.
And with that, a Texas official says federal officials are considering using Freeman Stadium to house migrant children. It would be an overflow site for kids crossing to the U.S. alone, but the proposal is not supposed to be a permanent solution. Instead, it would come with a short-term contract. Now, it is unclear how many children would be brought to the Freeman Coliseum. A decision could be made within the next few days.
Research is showing less time with COVID symptoms with the help of one drug.
Plus, one airline is going back into its normal boarding procedure. All this and more after the break. Stay with us.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
A new study confirmed the antiviral drug remdesivir shortens the recovery time with people with COVID-19. The study is true even in non-white patients who have a higher risk of severe disease. It doesn't mean that remdesivir is a cure, but it adds evidence that the drug helps increase recovery time. Remdesivir became the first drug to get a full FDA approval for use in treating COVID-19 in October.
7 in 10 people hospitalized for COVID-19 have not fully recovered 5 months after being discharged. According to a new research in the UK, 1 in 5 patients developed a new disability. The study analyzed more than 1,000 people with COVID who were discharged from a hospital between March and November of last year. 5 months later, less than a third of those patients and said they were feeling fully recovered, and more than 90% had at least one lasting symptom. Mental health was also affected, with more than a quarter of the people having symptoms of anxiety or depression.
As COVID restrictions start to ease in some areas of life, returning back to normal. One place in particular is Heart to Heart Hospice, a company that connects patients with volunteers and resources around central Indiana. And with restrictions beginning to lift in Indiana, volunteers are now able to help more.
Starting to open things up. Actually, last week I received a couple of phone calls from the Muncie area that they are giving our volunteers the green light to go. It's slowly but surely coming where we're allowed to get into the facilities.
Heart to Heart Hospice has an office in Marion, and the company hopes to expand its offices to Muncie by the end of the year or by early next year. Southwest Airlines has resumed its normal boarding procedures. It began boarding passengers in groups of 30 on March 15th. It had been boarding passengers in groups of 10 since it unveiled its Southwest Promise health and safety protocols in May. A company spokesperson says to expect the normal boarding process as they start flying again. Many airlines are also starting to change their procedures. Travel is now showing strong signs of life as more Americans are vaccinated, and coronavirus trends improve in many areas of the country. U.S. airport passenger counts have topped 1 million a day for 12 consecutive days.
And a group representing cruise lines wants the White House to allow cruises to hit the high seas this summer. The Cruise Lines International Association plans to ask the Biden administration to lift the no-sail order for cruise ships. This comes from the order made by the CDC in March of last year. Now they are hoping for the order to be lifted in early July. They say their timeline is in line with President Biden's forecast, and they believe it will be closer to normal.
Disney is testing out new facial recognition technology. The park rolled out its test system today at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. Disney says it's looking for ways to focus on more touchless experiences in the parks. The technology converts a guest's face and gives a unique number ID, tying it to their admission ticket. Disney says it will make every effort to secure the confidentiality of guest information.
Now today was a perfect day to go to Disney. I mean, are you serious?
Yes, the sun was out and it was a little windy, but it was still warm and still beautiful.
Yeah. Maddie, how's the weather looking?
Well, we saw our warmest temperature of 2021 so far. However, I'm tracking a temperature cool down as well as rain chances on the way for your Thursday. I'll have more after the break in my full forecast.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all.
Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
To get to know each other.
On a deeper level.
Father.
Cosplayer.
Mentor.
Actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together.
And discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. One of the warmest days of the year today, but is it gonna stick around?
Maddie, is it?
Well, we're taking a live look at campus right now behind me, seeing it clearing out there. We're seeing a temperature cool down, as well as we're seeing clearing conditions out there right now. 61 degrees here in Muncie, 60 in Indianapolis, cooler off to our west and our north, 58 and Lafayette, 53 out there right now in Kokomo. Now taking a look on our radar, we're seeing these clearing conditions, clouds getting out of the way, and that's really allowed our temperatures to rise. We saw a high of 73 degrees today. Temperatures are on the way down into the lower to mid 40s for lows tonight. Now on our radar, we're seeing these clearing conditions. However, we are watching this larger system out here in Texas and Oklahoma. This is going to make its way into Indiana by the time we get to late in the day on Thursday, bringing us the potential for thunderstorms and some severe weather. Now, timing out these rain chances, Thursday morning looks to be pretty clear, seeing these clouds increase by the time we get to the lunchtime hour about noon on Thursday, before rain makes its way in by about 3 p.m. on Thursday. This rain coming in from the south to the north, going to be scattered at times, more widespread though by the time we get to about dinner time, seeing these heavier pockets of rain, these thunderstorms starting to set up. Look at these yellows and oranges that we're seeing here in Madison and Delaware counties about 7 p.m. on Thursday, and then rain becoming more scattered before more rain and thunderstorms moves in for the early morning hours on Thursday, seeing these heavier pockets of rain and thunderstorms set up, especially in our northeastern counties by the time we get to 3 a.m. on Friday. That rain does clear out though by the time we get to the early morning hours on Friday. Now with these thunderstorms, that does bring the chance for severe weather in Muncie and in our southern counties. We are under a level 1 marginal risk for severe weather tomorrow. Places in the southern Indiana seeing that higher risk for thunderstorms, they're under a level 2 slight risk for severe weather. Now heading into the day tomorrow, we start out quite mild, 48 degrees and cloudy for your 8 a.m. Warming up cooler tomorrow than we saw today, 63 your high as that rain does make its way in. By the time we get to the evening commute, the other story for tomorrow, those winds coming out of the southeast, 10 to 15 miles, having the potential to gust much higher, up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts by the time we get to Thursday evening into early Friday morning. Now that's not something we see here in central Indiana every day. We do have a high wind watch as a result of these wind gusts. I'm going to be timing these out for you. We're seeing 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts by the time we get to Thursday evening. However, look at these winds really picking up 61 mile per hour wind gusts by the time we get to 1 a.m. on Friday. Like I said, not something we see every day, and that has the potential to really have an impact on trees and power lines. Power outages are going to be possible. Things are going to be blowing around, so make sure to secure any loose objects. And then as the backside of that system that I pointed out earlier on radar comes in, by the time we get to Friday about lunchtime, winds still staying pretty gusty, about 40 mile per hour wind gusts across the viewing area by the time we get to Friday afternoon. So Thursday, late Thursday night into Friday morning is going to be the biggest threat. Those wind gusts really coming in about 60 miles per hour. Now taking a look at our mid 7-day forecast, definitely going to want that umbrella tomorrow, a high of 63 degrees. Rain lingering Friday morning, a high of 56 then. Taking it back up, look at this, 71 by the time we get to Saturday. And then we really take a temperature roller coaster, spring-like temperatures ranging from the mid 50s to the mid 60s with dry and sunny conditions to start the rest of the week. So you'll definitely need an umbrella. Definitely watch out. It's going to be very, very windy during the day tomorrow, especially into the overnight on Friday.
Hopefully we won't blow away or anything like
yes,
that.
Yes, I know. It's definitely unlike any weather we had today.
Yeah, keep that umbrella handy. Thank
definitely
you so much.
Definitely a big difference. You're welcome.
Now over to Amani with sports.
Two Ball State's basketball's top players are transferring. We'll tell you who next. And the Cardinals' tennis team is getting some national recognition, where they'll be sitting in the rankings after this brief timeout. Don't go away.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not funny.
What on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back. Breaking news coming from the Ball State basketball team. I'm Imani Butts with sports. Dron Coleman and Ishmael Elamine have announced they will be transferring. As you can see, Coleman taking to Instagram to show his announcement thanking Ball State. We'll have more on this story as it develops right here on NewsLink Indiana. And swinging over to softball, it's been a long time since the Cardinal faithful has been able to see the softball team take to the field at First Merchants Ballpark. It's also been even longer since the team has sported captains. NewsLink Indiana's Philip Shorzay hits the field to show us how both will happen this weekend.
For the previous years I've been here, there was just sometimes a little struggle on finding who the voice was and who was going to kind of step up and lead the team in tough situations and kind of go to the coach when we had issues. And so I think this year it's been really clear on who to go to.
Stacey Payton is now one of those, as one of 4 newly minted captains, the first for the team in at least 6 years. With new coaching came captains, one voted by the team.
It's a pretty humbling experience. Knowing that people voted for you to essentially be a leader on the team.
The team's veteran leadership doesn't just come from its captains. Last year's senior class used the extra year of eligibility offered by the NCAA.
Yeah, so it just shows that we're all bought in and we all know what we can achieve, and I think it's just really comforting knowing that everyone wanted to come back.
And just like the tarp is coming off the field behind me, so too are the Cardinals getting ready for their first MAC action in almost 2 years.
Yeah, it's going to be one game at a time. It's a different year than we're all used to. They took away our MAC tournament at the end of the year, so, it's the regular season championship takes on to the NCAA, so it's going to be every game has got to be all in, every pitch.
Big pitches, big hits, big dreams. In Muncie, Philip Shorzay, NewsLink Indiana.
From the diamonds to the court, Ball State is looking to keep things rolling. Men's tennis has now earned a top 50 rating in the nation. The Cardinals are looking to capitalize and keep their momentum going. Currently, they sit at number 44 in the nation, but they are not the only MAC team scoring high. They are joined in the top 50 ranking by Northern Illinois and Western Michigan. The Cardinals are currently sitting at a record of 11-3. Their next matchup is set for Saturday, March 27th at home against Butler. And from the courts to the balance beams, women's gymnastics are jumping to the next level. Freshmen Victoria Henry and senior Claudia Geico and sophomores Megan Teeter and Grace Evans all punched their ticket to the NCAA Gymnastics Regionals. This is coming after no regional tournament last year due to COVID-19 pandemic. All 4 of these individuals will compete at Tusculum Regional, which will be hosted in Alabama from April 1st through the 3rd. Henry is currently second in the MAC for vault. On the floor, Geico is the tie for first in the MAC. Teeter and Evans rank first and second on the team. Now going back to that first breaking news story I had, it's really sad to hear that they're leaving us because they're like some of our top performers on the basketball team.
Right, they just, I don't know, the season's over, maybe it's something new, but it's definitely very sad.
Well, we'll most definitely miss them once they leave.
Yeah, I definitely wish them the best of luck wherever they do decide to go after Ball State.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Amani. Now bringing the bar back to your home, what new product can do for your senses?
Plus, we'll take a look at final weather. Please stay with us. Now, if you're sick of staying in and watching movies because of the pandemic, and you're missing out on your favorite local bar, Miller Lite's new product can help.
The beer brand is releasing 3 limited edition candles with smells of night out. The collection includes candles that smell like dive bar, game day, and a beer garden.
And in case you forgot what those places smell like, here's a reminder. Dive bar brings together musk, tobacco, and pine, while beer garden is more earthy with hints of moss, wood, pretzel, and sunburn. Game day is the best of tailgating. Hints of peanut, jalapeno will make your mouth water for more fan favorite snacks.
The candles are for sale across North America. Miller Lite says all the proceeds will go to the United States Bartenders Guild, which is a nonprofit that supports bartenders and other service workers. Now, I know that's great with the Miller Lite and the candles, but check this out. Marvel's new superhero movie, Black Widow, will be making its debut in theaters and on Disney Plus at the same time.
The highly anticipated superhero film Black Widow stars Scarlett Johansson, and it was originally set to open in theaters a year ago on May 1st, 2020.
However, it was delayed because of the pandemic. The film will now hit the big screen and Disney Plus July 9th, but subscribers will have to pay an extra fee to watch it on Disney Plus. Now, I know I can't wait for the Black Widow movie, love the Marvel series, and I can't wait for Black Widow to get the movie that she finally deserves.
Yes, I am so excited too. I'm just starting to become a fan of Marvel.
Yes, it's amazing. Let's take a final look at weather. Maddie?
Well, taking a final look at weather, we're seeing a chance for thunderstorms on Thursday, especially heading into Thursday evening. Some of those thunderstorms could be strong to severe. We're also seeing the potential for wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour heading into Thursday and into the day on Friday. 63 your high on Thursday, 56 your high on Friday, 71 your high on Saturday, and then we really take a temperature roller coaster for the rest of the week, seeing dry and sunny conditions for most of the week. Temperatures ranging from the mid-50s to the mid-60s.
Now, with those winds, and you said the severe weather, I know I have to get all my things charged just in case something goes wrong in the dorms.
You never know when there could be a powder outage. I mean, it's just so unexpected.
Right, and with those gust winds, it's insane. And got to keep my umbrella handy. You just got to really be prepared for this next week with weather.
Yes, I definitely agree.
Awesome. Now, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us live again here tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime and anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night, everyone.